Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. So for the individual task or assignment, I've choose a topic of like Fidelity LiFi technology. So my name is Muhammad Daniel bin Muhammad Alwi, and I'm from CS2456A, and my metric number is 2018250804. So let's we look what is LiFi technology is. So, what is Li-Fi? Li-Fi is a wireless optical networking technology with, with which it uses a light emitting diodes, which is a LED for data transmissions. So, Li-Fi is designed to use LED light bulbs, which is it is similar to those currently in use in many energy conscious homes and office. And each of when we use a Li-Fi, each of the light bulbs are outfitted with a chip which the light bulbs is used to modulate the light imperceptibly for the optical data transmissions. So light fidelity is a bidirectional high-speed and fully networked wireless communication technology like a Wi-Fi. The Li-Fi data is transmitted by LED bulbs and received by a photoreceptor, which in terms was coined by Har Haas. So let's look to the history of Li-Fi. Who created a Li-Fi? So the founder of Li-Fi is called Professor Harald Haas, which is he is from the University of Edinburgh, UK, and widely been recognized as an original founder of Li-Fi, which is a pure Li-Fi. So he have started a company to market Li-Fi technology in 2011, and in 2011 also he have started to build and create an industry of groups formed the Li-Fi consortium, which is to promote the high-speed optical wireless system. And he is also presenting his first Li-Fi smartphone prototype at the Consumer Electronic Shows in Las Vegas in 2014. So, how Li-Fi have been used in real-time usage? So, Li-Fi technology has been tested in office and industrial environment in Tallinn, Estonia. Li-Fi is a new wireless that able to hit speed of 224 gigabit per second in the lab, and it has the potential to revolutionize the internet usage. Li-Fi use a visible light between 400 to 800 terahertz and transmit message through a binary code. So these are the situations that we can see on how Li-Fi work. So Li-Fi is being started by turn on the LED light, and if the LED is on, it will transmit a digital 1. Meanwhile, if we turn it off, it will transmit at a 0. So let's look more closer on how it works. So this diagram shows how Li-Fi works. So basically, it's starting from a data from the internet, which is cloud, and the local network server, which is LAN server. It will use to modulate the intensity of the LED light source after a user turn on the LED light. So the next one, after the cloud and the LAN server being modulate the intensity of LED light, it will go to the photo detector, which is it will receive the signal, which is converted back into a data streams to the client, which after it receive the modulate the intensity from the LED light source, the photo detector will receive the signal, and then the client can communicate through its own LED output or over the existing network, which is from its receiver from their devices. So, what is the differences between Wi-Fi and Li-Fi? So, there are 6 terms that have been stated here, which is from the operations, device compliance, data transfer speed, frequency, coverage, and also the components. So let's look more closer on the differences between Wi-Fi and Li-Fi. So uh, the first point of the differences between Wi-Fi and Li-Fi is the operations. The operations used by Wi-Fi is it is transmit data using a radio wave, which is it use a router or a modem, and also the access point. Which meanwhile for the Li-Fi, it transmit data using a light signal, which it using LED bulbs. And for the next one is the devices compliance, which is for Wi-Fi, it can be used. The devices that can use Wi-Fi is that which which devices that have this standard, which is WLAN 802.11. Meanwhile, for the device compliance used by a Li-Fi, which is Infrared Data Associations IRDA compliant device, which is use a communication that inexpensive but secure and fast. And the next terms between the differences between Wi-Fi and Li-Fi is their data transfer speed, which is for the Wi-Fi transfer speed range is from 150 megabit per second to 200 gigabit per second. Meanwhile, for the Li-Fi, the transfer speed is about 1 gigabit per second. And the next terms of the differences between them is a frequency. The frequencies that can be supported Wi-Fi is from 2.4 gigahertz to 5 gigahertz. Meanwhile, for the Li-Fi, the frequency that can be supported is 10,000 times radio frequency spectrum. And for the coverage terms, Wi-Fi coverage area is up to 32 meter. Meanwhile, the Li-Fi coverage area is about 10 meters. And for the last terms that I've stated is the component between Wi-Fi and Li-Fi. So Wi-Fi, the component that needed to connect to Wi-Fi is a router, modem, and also access point. Meanwhile, for the Li-Fi, the component needed is LED bulb, LED driver, and also a photo detector. Okay, move on to the applications of a Li-Fi. So there are few applications that use Li-Fi technology as their network capability. So the first one is airline, and the second one is undersea explorations, and also the dense urban environment, which is every dense urban environment, their nature tends to have a complete artificial lightning coverage, which is this lightning infrastructure can be provide always available high data rate access for user as they move through the environment. For an example, along a hotel corridor or a reception hall, a number of users can receive data sorry high data rate downloads at any point. Moreover, high-speed wireless communication would be able in every room since the light wave do not propagate through walls. This result interference-free wireless communication and spectrum does not have to be shared among a large room of user in the room. So that is the explanation on how dense urban environments use Li-Fi technology. And the next one is we can see the cellular communication, augmented reality, intelligence transporting system, indoor navigation, also security. So move on to the advantages and disadvantages of Li-Fi. So let's look to the advantages first. So the first advantages of Li-Fi is their transmission speed, which the Li-Fi would be much higher than the Wi-Fi transmission. As already mentioned, it will be moved into range of 10 to 20 gigabit per second, and maybe even more, because there is some tests using LiFi technology, it has even reached 224 gigabit per second. And the next advantages is it can be able to use in certain places that are sensitive uh, to a radio frequency or light frequency, which is such as an airplane or a hospital, without causing any interference. And the next one is Li-Fi is 10,000 times greater than Wi-Fi. The frequency that can be used is greater than a Wi-Fi frequency. And the next one is Li-Fi technology continue to operate in non-visible way. And the fifth one is the Li-Fi technology is cheap to implement, and the maintenance costs are even cheaper than Wi-Fi. And the next one, it provide Li-Fi technology provide a privacy and security that Wi-Fi cannot. So moving on to the disadvantages of a Li-Fi technology is the first one is the range limitation, which is the light wave are not able to pass a wall because uh, a wall. However, this problem can be defeated by a sensor. In addition, a direct line of sight is not necessary, which is light can be reflected on the walls. Although through this route, the transmission speed will drop significantly. And for the next one, the second disadvantages of Li-Fi technology is it does not available for a long range, which is the light beams do not have a long range, which is either about 5 to 10 meters. So however, as in this case of overcoming these obstacles, the sensor could help increases the distances. And the last disadvantages of Li-Fi technology is the high installation cost of the VLC system. And for in conclusions, there are numerous possibilities that can be investigated further using Li-Fi technology. So therefore, if this technology is put into practice, every light bulb can be used as a Wi-Fi hotspot, which is it can help to transmit wireless data, and yeah, we will be on our way to a cleaner, greener, safer, and brighter future tomorrow or never. So that's all from me. Thank you.